Well, welcome back to Factorio MSX Gigabase. We're very much on the last part of our journey. We just have the FTL drive, 25 of them to launch. They are somewhat expensive. 8,000 of each level 3 modules, 8,000 processing units and 1,600 low density structures. That is pretty expensive. We have already built 7, or is it 8? We have 9 even. We have 9 built. 16 to go. This thing is constantly short of the speed module 3s. Most things are being built at the moment. We're doing 220 speed module 3s a minute at the moment. 157 efficiency module 3s and 47 prod module 3s. I think the prod module 3s have just started, but it comes down to our shortages as to why we can't push faster and harder on all of them. And you'll notice there's a huge amount of P's. P's are all plastic, as it says here. Plastic, 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 plastic. We're very short on plastic. So, this episode we are going to enhance our plastic. Now, the way we are going to do it, we're going to start off with this one here, this oil. We're not going to build any new oil facilities, we're just going to enhance what we've got. My idea is that at the moment we have a lot of light here. We originally weren't converting light at all because this facility, the plastic was just burning off the plastic and turning it, burning off the petroleum and turning it into plastic. Whatever petroleum got produced here, that was not, because petroleum is not very useful for going into rocket fuel. So this was basically convert all light fuel into rocket fuel, convert heavy into light and convert it into rocket fuel, and just burn off the petroleum by making plastic. Well, instead of that, we are now going to accelerate the ability to convert the light to petroleum. We are going to add a bunch of these extra lines of conversion facilities. I haven't actually done any maths on it, so there's going to be a little bit hit and miss just to get something up and to improve the plastic output. At the moment, plastic is over 100, but if we can increase that by 50%, we should get rid of all of these, I would think, and run a little bit more efficiently. So, what do we need to do? Well, let's have a look at the oil. The light to petroleum makes 20 petroleum, and we use 20 petroleum, so it's basically a conversion of 30 light. We currently have 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 machines engaged in this activity. I will double them up here, so we'll have another 7 on this side, because that's within the network. And to provide for 7 machines, the speed at which these need stuff is every 3 seconds. Sorry, that's the conversion. What's the every 1 second, so we need 3 times as many, but it's not really 3 times as many because we've got 3 of the productivity modules, which changes the speed of these, so we need to do some calculations between the relative difference in speed. This speed is 8.1875. How come we've only got, because they actually are chemical plants as well, so they actually have the same speed, but we have the 30% bonus here. So if we made another 7 of these, it wouldn't be 21, it would be 21 divided by 1.3, which according to my calculator is 23. That doesn't make any sense at all, so we'll try and clear it out properly. and do that again. We need like 16 more machines. So how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 5. Okay. We could do... well, it doesn't matter if these... we've got the one pump here, which is controlling whether it's going out here. What we can do is have it run up here and then have, I guess, 3 lines of 6. I do not know if the amount of light that we have will actually support 3 lines of 6. I know that we can do quite a lot, but we'll try that out. So that's 18 plus 7, that's 25 of these, and a whole bunch of beacons times 3, 25 is 75. Okay, let's get a new constant combinator. Get some idea of when we started this. A new constant combinator. There we go. I should have just asked for one, but sometimes it's faster just to build them. It needs a red and a green connection. Red and green. Now it should flow from there. Turn that one off. Turn you off for the moment. So that was 75 of these. We can do something at the other oil as well. I'm not ignoring the other oil. It's just we'll start with these 75 of those. If we had, say, 700 beacons, that might be a good start. 250, say, productivity modules. And these take 2, so that's like 1400. 1400 speed modules. We are going to need a bunch of pipes. I don't know how many. We will need some offshore pumps. These guys probably... let's just get 70. We're going to need some water fill. Probably... let's just get 200. And we're going to need some landfill as well. Let's get 200 of that as well. We need some inserters and some requester chests. Let's get 100 of those and 100 of those, and maybe 200 of these. And we are always going to be short on substations. Anything else that I think we might need? No, let's just do that. Brand new setup for our engineering train. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to find all that stuff, and with a bit of luck we can fit it all on board. I'm pretty sure we have enough speed modules for it. Oh, one other thing, I'm not sure if I showed you this or not, but we now have 600 trains. I'm pretty sure I didn't, because I would have showed you there. We now have 600 trains. That is more trains than the base that apparently does 10,000 science per minute and can run just on a supercomputer at 60 UPS. Which is a very impressive feat, but they have massive trains and they've eliminated bots. They basically train to train. So there's the handling is all inserter passing into machines directly off trains or into tanks or cars to hold items, because you need the 2 spacing with track. It doesn't snap anywhere, it just snaps in certain grid positions, so you end up needing to do that. That's not how my next base is going to work, but that is how that one works. Are we full? We are full. Okay. This doesn't have the fancy... I didn't count it up, basically. Alright, never mind. We'll get the supply train to deliver what we're missing. Let us go to oil southwest. Oil southwest. Let's see what we've actually got. We've got 1.2, we've got no productivity. So that's about 200. Is there anything else that we're shortchanged on? Not obviously. We need about 200 speed modules and 250 or so of the productivity. Right, let's just scroll on out. Have a quick look over here, see how we're going. Has that moved? No, we're waiting for a 383 to fill with speed modules. They take quite a while, especially when production has stalled due to lack of red circuits. There is a train on the way from our new red circuit production facility. We're only doing, we must be severely, at this point we must be severely plastic starved. So yeah, we need to sort this out pronto. We're going along the top at the moment. Along here. I probably should check our grid just to make sure that we are... Oh, it's charging, so it's a little bit hard to tell. 1.1 million solar panels. These are just here to burn wood, of course. How's this facility? All fine. That's our fueling stop, which is controlled by this mod as well. We are getting there. Our destination is just here. I have my bots, good. Pretty much have everything, so let's get out of map mode, try and get a few UPS back. We're almost as bad as at the maximum of our science at this point. Let's see what's going on. Trains 5.0. That's not too bad. Auto deconstruct. As long as we don't drop into the 20s. Game still feels playable. Modern CPUs with the i7-8700 and some fast DD4 RAM can basically double what one of these 4-year-old 4730 or 49 something, or 40. I think it's a 4730 that I'm running with DDR3 RAM and only 1600 is it gigahertz? I guess it's gigahertz of the RAM speed. It's not that fast really. So what I want to do, I guess, is put most of this stuff down. Do I need that? No, I definitely don't need that, so I can use that one. I've actually got water fill on me, that's interesting. So if I get rid of all of that, but pull that one back, I probably don't need as many of those as I've got. I'm not extending rail. Let's do that. Then what I want is a bunch of, whoops, no, 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 do not auto trash things, thanks. And an autosave, of course. Okay, I want all those back, thanks, and I want those back as well. Let's just make sure I'm not trashing pipes. Not obviously anymore. Okay, good. So, let's just start with that, see what we can do. So, the strategy, such as it is, let's come down here. Now, none of this, the bot networks that are carefully disconnected, none of this conversion to petroleum matters as far as the bot networks are concerned. And if we watch this, we don't have any problem with the amount of petroleum coming through, and I'm pretty sure that's the case down here as well. Oh, actually, it is struggling a little bit. So I was going to make the rash claim that these are not pausing, they're just motoring through, but that's not actually the case. So any of the conversion that we do should help the whole thing. I'm going to use that blueprint to copy this. And what we'll do first of all is stamp that down 1, 2, 3 times, and then I'll clear it because I want this bit, so I can stamp it down a 4th time. Damn, that doesn't quite work. I don't need that one. So, I could just do this. 1, 2. It probably needs a pump. We'll see if this works. Let us work on this water fill. Let's remember that it kills us if we stand too close. We need to take those out. Oh yeah, I do have some pumps. And then, don't need that much in the landfill department. I could have a size bigger than that. And replace. What's your problem? Oh, your problem is your output is not being received. And at the other end, it won't be being processed either. So that's helping a little bit now. Now we just need to replicate that across, and unfortunately I have to do all of this by hand. So maybe I'll just do a row and then break. Rinse and repeat. Slightly time consuming, slightly boring, but it is not as boring as having to carefully carve the right channels in an area. Whoops, went too far over then. In a naturally wet area and not make a mistake. That's more boring. So this should be pretty full now. Yep, as should that one. Because that is potentially going to be the problem. We're going to hit saturation in this pipe, which is why we need to make a second set of that. Maybe I will, because we are now reaching a fairly heavy load there, maybe I'll set up the petroleum so you can see, well, sorry, the plastic. No, I'll just use this one. The question becomes, there's no actual reason for it to go up to there. We may as well bring it down to there even. What am I out of? I'm out of pretty much everything. So let's just have a jog back to our supply area, get the supply train to come and bring us the stuff that we were missing. Grab what we can off the engineering train. So I think what we were missing, here's the supply stop. We actually have a bunch of stuff here. I think we have everything that we were missing just here. So what I need is what I need is kind of say 200 of those. I can get 200 of those as well. Is that enough? Grab 400 and run back over here. We were missing these, weren't we? Let's try that. I don't know what I need, but let's try that. Convenient sometimes, having not cleaned up the area after we laid all this down. Of course, all this extra oil is probably going to hurt our UPS a little bit, as will the increased production once it starts happening. Another autosave. I must have increased the frequency of these autosaves. Can be a future me problem at this point. We don't need to go any further there. If we had a bit of pipe from inside here, it could get through like that, so that's good. Now the only thing is, we're already at 84. Do I have any pumps on me? I probably don't. I probably need more pumps in to make this whole system work. Do we have any there? No. No, we don't. Alright, we're going to have to do this without pumps. I think what I want to do is move this slightly to about there. So that we have 2 rows that go in like so, and then from this point we are transferring it like that. Okay, that's not actually connected. Slightly wasteful number of pipe segments, but that means that all of these can start up now as well. How are we doing for bots? We have tons of bots. Bots is not an issue. This does seem to be lowering, but maybe not fast enough. Okay. Let's do this row. We need a way of getting it to flow up here as well. I'm sure we can work out something. Oops. I mucked that up slightly. I was one step too far away, that was the problem. Oops. Almost done with this row. And this one doesn't need the landfill, it just needs the water fill. So let's start it up. 27. How's that plastic production? 126k per minute already. That is definitely helping. We still need it though, obviously. This one back here still hasn't been brought online. How are we going to get that to work? Possibly if I do something like this. Is this even worth it? Not really. That gap's not really worth putting the undergrounds in, but I don't care. Can you reach up to here? No. You can get to there though. So that should come through with some of the pump strength. And this row now needs the water fill. If I can sort it out so that it's just down here that I need to change like this, that'll be great, because then I can just set this thing to run. But I know that I want to get plastic up to at least 150,000 per minute, probably slightly higher even. I'll do the calculation in a second, just as soon as we've done this row, so that we all know what we actually are trying to strive to meet. Wrong thing. Two more to go. Final one in this mini module. Okay, that's that. Now, plastic. Still at 125,000 per minute. It's not getting a lot of we're not getting a lot of pressure down here anymore. What about these ones? No. We've kind of stolen all the pressure off them, so it probably won't be able to keep that up. But the calculation basically is, if you look at red circuits, they need 2 plastic each. And we're capable of producing, well, it's only doing about 88,000, but we're capable of producing about 100, somewhere between 105 and 110,000 now per minute. So if we took 110,000 and we times that by 2, because that's how many bits of plastic are required, and then we divide by 1.3, basically we need about 170,000. So that would be the ideal plastic output. We are only doing 123, 122. It's dropping because we are using this now probably above and beyond what the light was ever intended to be able to do. Yeah. But that's awesome. So I think what I'll do is I will duplicate this over to here and here. And then I'll do that off camera, and then we'll meet back for the chat as to where we're at and see what we have to do from there. So see you soon. And back. So we have everything over 200 like we want. I don't know how many minutes we actually have that for. It doesn't look like it's 10 minutes yet, but certainly over 1 minute they're all over 200. This isn't up at 170. It probably doesn't quite need to be. I guess it just depends at the time exactly what we need. At the moment, it does look like a little bit of extra coal would be useful. So I guess what I'll do is probably end this episode here. There is more coal around here. There's coal right here, 34 million. There's also 100 million over here. So actually, and another 34 there. So maybe I'll tap these two, make a little coal weight here that plugs in kind of directly and feeds this area extra coal. It might need more oil as well, although that's just been topped up. Wow, it's already down to 469 though. How's this one going? 141. I might need to call the oil trains in earlier to these ones. 203. So we're certainly using this better and more rapidly. So yeah, I guess we'll be maybe adding in some plastic trains here. We don't have room for, we don't really have much room to accommodate more in the stacker the way it's set up, but there's obviously no trains in the stacker, so it would simply be let's make some more plastic trains, although I mean this isn't completely full. Plastic, that's on the way back. That one's loading, this one's on the way back. I guess it's alright. But certainly the coal looks like something we need. Anyway, we've been going on long enough. This is the oil as well, the southwest plastic, as well as we've been able to get it. 140,000 plastic right now. Looks like it's climbing. Over a minute, we're doing almost 220 of each level 3 module per minute, which is pretty dang good, and it's exactly what we need to crank through our faster than light drives. So we're looking good. Guys, I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me for this. Bye bye for now.